Alrighty, welcome back. In the last lesson, we took a little bit of an intro look at what cloud storage is and can do. And now we're going to take a look at how to actually get files from our app into cloud storage. All right. So let's go over to our add edit category vc.swift. And we have our add category clicked IB action right here. All right, and this is where we are going to begin the process of uploading the image that we have selected from our image picker. So here's what the flow is going to be like. Let me open up our database. In our database, we have categories, right? And each of these categories has an image URL. To get that image URL, we first need to upload the image to cloud storage and then retrieve the download image URL. So first we are going to upload our image to cloud storage, get the download URL in code, and then create our category Firestore document and upload that with the image URL that we get back, okay? So let's go back to Xcode. And in this lesson, we are just going to be focusing on uploading the image, okay? So we are going to create a function called func upload image then document, okay? So this function is just going to be the uploading of the image, and then we'll have a second function called upload document. All right, so let me make some space here, and I have some comments that kind of delineate our steps. So I'm going to copy those over and paste them here. So our first step is to turn our image that we have selected from our image picker into data. Step 2 is to create a storage image reference, or in other words, a location in Firestore where it is going to be stored. Step 3 is to set the metadata so that Firestore knows what kind of file it is. Step 4 is to then upload the data. Step 5, once the image is uploaded, we retrieve the download URL. And step 6, once we have that image URL, we can upload a new category document to the Firestore categories collection. All right, so let's get started. First thing we're gonna do in this, oh, you know what? I just put all of those in the wrong function. These should be in upload image then document. There we go. All right, so let's get started. In our upload image then document function, we are going to first get the image from our category image UI view. Okay, so let's say guard let image. This is the image that we want to upload, is equal to category image dot image. And then we're going to make sure that the category name text field is not empty. So we're going to say let category name equal name text dot text. And we're going to make sure it's not empty. So I'm going to say category name dot is not empty. If those conditions are not satisfied, then we're just going to put up a simple alert, and we're going to say error, and our message string is going to be that the user must add the category image and name. Must add category image and name. There we go. And then we will return out of this function. All right, so we have our image, and now step 1 is to turn the image into data. And the way that we do that is we are going to use a method called JPEG data compression. Okay, so we say guard let image data equal image dot JPEG data compression quality. Okay, so this returns the data for the specified image in JPEG format. And this compression quality, this is a float between 0 and 1. 1 being that we did not compress the image at all. We are keeping it at its full resolution and quality, and 0 being completely compressed. All right, so we're going to compress this pretty good. So we're going to say 0.2 compression quality. This will make the image small, and that will lead to quick load times. Okay, else return. All right, perfect. So we've completed step 1. We've turned the image into data. Next step is to create a storage image reference. So the way to do that, we're going to need to import Firebase storage, and we can say let image ref equal storage.storage. So this creates an instance of Fire Storage configured with the default Fire app. And then we are going to say dot reference. This creates a Fire Storage reference initialized at the root Firebase storage location. And then we say dot child, and then we provide a path. So if we provided a name right here, so for instance, if we said category name dot JPEG, this would create the file right at the root. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a folder, or we're going to tell it to put it into a folder. And in fact, if we come back into our console here, if we go to storage, we can actually create manually as well folders here. So if I say create folder and I say category images and say add folder, now we have a folder where we can put just the category images, and that just kind of organizes things for us. All right, so that's where we're going to start putting our category images. So I'm going to go back to Xcode, and we can say category images, and actually I'm going to put a slash in front so that it knows that that's a folder. And then I'm going to put another slash, and this is going to be the name of the file. And we're going to go ahead and just set the name equal to the category name. Okay, so we can say category name, and then we're going to give it the extension .jpg. All right, so now we know where we want to put our data. And so the next step is to create our metadata. And we do that by saying let metadata. And this isn't actually required, it just helps Firestore know how to classify and display some of our files. So I'm going to say let metadata equal storage metadata. Okay. And we can say metadata.content type. So this is the content type of the object data. And we can set that equal to image/JPG, okay? And that will match what we actually saw when we manually uploaded an image, a JPEG, and it came out as image/JPEG for the type. Very good. So next step is to actually upload the data. All right, so the way to do that is we grab our image ref and we say dot put data. All right, and you can see here that we have a couple of ways we can do this. We can just upload the data. We can upload the data with metadata, and we can upload the data with a completion handler. And we want to know when it is uploaded. So we're going to use this one right here with the completion handler. And we have our data right here, our image data. So we're going to pass in the image data. We have our metadata. So let's pass in our metadata. And then for our completion handler, we're going to press return, and we get back from this metadata and an optional error. Whoops. All right, so let's go ahead and these steps 5 and 6 are actually going to be inside of the closure here. So I'm going to drop those in. And let's go ahead and check for any errors. I'm going to say if let error is equal to error. And then I'm going to say debug print error dot localized description. And then let's go ahead and throw up a simple alert for ourselves. And we'll say title error. And the message will be that we were unable to upload image. And then we will stop the activity. So I'm going to say self.activityIndicator.stop animating. And then we will return out of the function. All right, so that's if there is an error. If there is not, then once the image is uploaded, what we need to do is retrieve the download URL. Because at this point, we're getting ready to upload our Firestore category document. And that category document, it needs the download URL. And I don't know why they don't return the download URL right here, but they don't, so we have to make an additional call. And we do that by saying image ref dot download URL, and this asynchronously retrieves a long-lived download URL with a revocable token. Yep. So we can say completion URL, and this is the download URL that we want, okay? So this URL that we're getting, this is the same as this one right here that we were talking about, that this is what actually will return an image, okay? So back into Xcode, we can say, if there was an error, just gonna go ahead and copy this right here, paste to that right there. So we've taken care of the potential error, and now we can get the URL. So we can say guard let URL equal URL else return, okay? Because this is optional. And once we have that, what we're gonna do next is use that to upload the category document, which is step 6, which we're not gonna do in this lesson, but the next one. But for now, let's go ahead and test this out. And I'm gonna print out this URL so that we can see if it's actually working. And yeah, I think this should work. Let's go ahead and call this function here in add category clicked. I'm also going to start the activity indicator, so start animating, and then call upload image, then document. Let's run this and test it out. Alrighty, here we go. Let's go to add category, tap an image, select something from our camera roll, and say add category. Oh, yeah, we need to add a name, even though we're not doing anything with it. Let's just say autumn. I guess we do need it because we're using this to set the name of the file. And oh boy, look at that. We have a problem where our keyboard is hiding our button. Looks like we haven't configured IQ keyboard for the admin yet. So the way to do that, go to app delegate, import IQ keyboard manager Swift, and then here in did finish launching with options, we say IQ keyboard manager dot shared dot enable equal to true. Save that and let's run that again. All right, once again, come to add category. Let's put in a name here. I'll just say autumn, click on the picture, click on an image, and then we're going to say add category. All right, look at that. We have ourselves a URL printed out here. HTTPS, Firebase storage, yada, yada, yada. Let's go ahead and copy this, open up a browser window and paste that. And it downloaded it. Very, very cool. All right, so let's check out our storage here. So I'm gonna refresh, and we should see inside of our category images folder, there we go, autumn.jpg. This is the image that we just uploaded from our app. How cool is that? And what we are printing out is the same thing as we have right here. And there it is, you are uploading files from your app into cloud storage. All right, so back in add edit category VC, the next step is going to be to use this URL along with the category name to create a new category document in our categories collection in the Firestore database. Before we move on to the next lesson, let's just recap what we learned here. When we are uploading an image to Firestorage, we first turn the image into data. We're doing that by using JPEG data compression. We then create a storage image reference, or in other words, a location in Firestorage for it to be stored. We're storing it in a folder called category images, and then giving it the name of the category that we entered into the text field, .jpg. We're setting the metadata and setting the content type to be image/JPEG. And then we upload that data using the put data method, where we put in the image data, the metadata, and we get back from that a optional error and metadata. And then once the image is uploaded, we retrieve the download URL, and we're going to use that URL to initialize a new category document. All right, and we'll be doing that in the next one. I will see you there.